So please come to the order. We'll be joined in prayer with Alderman Nystrom.
Thank you, Mayor. Almighty God, we ask for your blessing upon the members of this council as we assemble here in this chamber to conduct the ongoing business of our city. With your guidance, we will strive to ensure that all our decisions are for the common good, and your inspiration will instill respect, compassion, and thoughtfulness in all our deliberations. Give us the strength and wisdom to lead by example as the people's representatives, and that peace and harmony will mark all our proceedings and keep us faithful to the trust placed in us by the citizens of your community. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much. President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Communication number 1, resignation from Harbor Management Commission and Parking Commission.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion to accept this?
So moved.
All right. Alderman Nystrom, second. President Pro Tem Joe DeLucia. Any discussion? Yes, Alderwoman Hayes.
So isn't the second one from the Community Development Advisory Council? The second? This
Yeah. We are taking the first one right now.
one, I'm sorry, okay.
Thank you. Yes, Alderman Nystrom.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm sure that everyone here will agree that this gentleman has served with honor and distinction for the city of Norwich in many different capacities, but mostly with the Harbor Commission and his love of the water and the environment. But for many, or some of you, you may have known him as the owner of the hardware store, AP Savage. I know when I bought my first house in '87, I relied on him many, many times because I had questions, having never owned a home in my life. But this gentleman, Tucker Braddock, is really, I think, the salt of the earth and what represents the best of people here in the city of Norwich, a good and kind man, an honored veteran as well. I won't go into the details that he has shared with me in his past, but his service to country is exemplary as well. And I will accept this resignation, but with deep regret, and I hope we still see him often. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other comments? Alderman
I can,
Nash?
I've served with Tucker for many years on different committees and on this council. And again, we realize that we have people like Tucker Braddock living in Norwich. And, you know, I won't say much about his military career, but the dude's a hero, for Christ's sake. And I'm a better person for knowing him and serving with him. So I will miss him terribly.
Thank you very much. Any other comments? Yes, President Pro Tem.
I just want to say thank you, Tucker. Your work for the city is not nearly matched by those of us who currently serve and who will continue to serve in the future. And I also thank you because I had the same experience as Alderman Nice from my first house. The first place I went to was Savage Hardware to find this, that, or the other thing, and Tucker always knew right where it was and showed you how to either use it or fix it or build it. He's just that kind of guy, and I'm glad that he's staying here in the city, as far as we know, but he will be missed on the Harbor Commission and in his community activities.
Thank you. Any other comments? Yes, Alderman Zaro.
I just want to say how kind he is, being this my first time, and also the first time on Harbor Commission. He made time outside. It's not during the meeting. We met at the coffee, and he brought to me all the information I need, and he schooled me, you know, let me know exactly the in-depth of the commission and what the aspirations and the goals. And I think he gave me all the information I needed actually to start. a very kind person, and he will be missing. And like everyone has said, I'm glad that he will stick around here. But thank you for your service and for the help of the town.
Thank you. Any other comments? Well, I'll just add, we will be doing a formal proclamation for Mr. Tucker as well, and I echoes everyone's sentiments here. He was unable to join us today, so we'll work with his schedule. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Katabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Singh?
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
Petition and communication number 2, resignation from Community Development Advisory Committee.
Can I have a motion? Motion by Alderman Nash. Have a second? Alderman Nystrom. Any comments? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Katabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Singh?
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Thank you very much.
Public hearing number 1, an ordinance amending sections 9-28, 9-36, 9-40, and 9-41 of Article 2 of Chapter 9 of the Norwich Code of Ordinances to facilitate the modification of refuse and recycling fees.
Thank you. So at this point, I declare a public hearing open on ordinance 1 as presented. Anybody who would like to come and speak will be given 3 minutes. Please state your name.
For and then against.
Yes. Anybody who would like to speak in favor of it? Second time, anybody who would like to speak in favor of it? Third time, anybody who would like to speak in favor of this? Okay, anybody who would like to speak against it? Second time, anybody who would like to speak against this ordinance? Third time, anybody who would like to speak against it? All right, hearing none, I declare public hearing closed on this ordinance.
2, an ordinance amending subsection 2 of Section 8-23 of Chapter 8 of the Norwich Code of Ordinances by adding inspection fees for food trucks.
Thank you very much. So I declare public hearing open on ordinance number 2 as presented. Anybody who would like to speak in favor of it, please come forward. They'll be given 3 minutes. Please state your name. Second, anybody who would like to speak in favor of it? Anybody who would like to speak in favor of this? Okay. Anybody who would like to speak against this? Anybody who would like to speak against this? Third and last, anybody who would like to speak against this ordinance as presented? Okay, hearing none, public hearing closed on this ordinance.
Number 3, an ordinance amending Section 7-132.4 of Article 6 of the Code of Ordinances to suspend the funding requirements for the other post-employment benefits fund for fiscal years 26-27 through 2031-32.
Thank you. So at this point, I declare public hearing open on ordinance number 3 as presented. Anybody who would like to speak in favor of it will be given 3 minutes. Please come over, state your name. Yes, please.
My name is Joanne Philbrook. I'm not in favor or opposed for this, but I need clarification. So if you're suspending this for the next 5 years, what impact is this going to have on the recipients of the OPED? And I have to say that I see this, in my opinion, as just a shell game. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul. You're not funding the OPED benefits in order to keep the tax rate down, which is not very nice, because eventually you're going to have to pay, not you, you don't, we are going to pay. So I would like someone from the Finance Committee or from the Finance Office to explain this to me, that the OPED fund is so well-funded, so well-heeled, that you can suspend it for 5 years. A lot can happen in 5 years.
Thank you. Anybody else who would like to speak in favor of it? Third time? Yes, please.
I just want a clarification. Is there,
State your name in the mic. Thank you.
Rocky, is there a time when we can speak freely about whatever we want this meeting?
Yes, it's at the end. Thank you. Anybody who would like to speak in favor of this ordinance as presented? Third and last, anybody who would like to speak in favor? Okay, anybody who would like to speak against this ordinance as presented? Second, anybody who would like to speak against this ordinance? Third and last, anybody who would like to speak against this ordinance? Thank you very much. I declare public hearing closed on this.
In action on the above ordinance previously presented. Number one, an ordinance amending sections -928, 9-36, 9-40, and 9-41 of Article 2 of Chapter 9 of the Norwich Code of Ordinances to facilitate the modification of refuse and recycling fees.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion along with waiving the reading of full text for this ordinance and incorporating into the minutes? Motion by Alderwoman Hayes, second. Second by Alderman Nash. Any discussions? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Catabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Singh?
Yes. Motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
Number two, an ordinance amending subsection 2 of Section 8-23 of Chapter 8 of the Norwich Code of Ordinances by adding inspection fees and for food trucks.
Thank you. Can I have a motion along with waiving the full text of this ordinance and incorporating that into the minutes? Thank you. Alderwoman Hayes, second. Alderman Nystrom, okay, Alderman Nash, actually. Any discussions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Catabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Singh?
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
Number three, an ordinance amending Section 7-132.4 of Article 6 of the Code of Ordinances to suspend the funding requirements for the other post-employment benefits fund for fiscal years 2026 through 27 and through 2031 to 32.
Thank you. Can I have a motion along with the waiving the read of full text for this ordinance and incorporating it into the minutes? Motion by Alderwoman Hayes, second by, can I have a second? Alderwoman Zucardi, thank you. Any questions? Yes, Alderman Nystrom.
Thank you, Mayor. Could I speak with our comptroller, please?
Sure.
Little background.
Good evening.
Thank you for being here, Josh. Other post-employment benefits, can you just, for people here in the audience, what does that cover?
So that is post-retirement medical benefits for those who are entitled to them under their bargaining unit contracts.
So we're currently funding it at 53.3%. Do you have a projection where it will be after 6 years of not funding it?
So I would not recommend not funding it at all during those 6 years. I would recommend ramping up to funding through those 6 years, and that will give the city council some breathing room while debt service on the school construction projects increased during that time. 2032 is when I'd expect that new bonding to tail off, and that'll allow for the city to return to funding other post-employment benefits as it has been for a number of years.
Thank you. Does that mean we'll be looking for further recommendations as we move forward with the budget that we adopt this year to address that ramping up? This is not the final say on this issue?
So what this proposed ordinance would do was just remove the requirement that we fund all of the actuarial determined employer contribution. So we could go from not putting any more funds into it during fiscal year 2027, and then incrementally increasing it each year thereafter, so as to lessen the tax impact of OPEB and debt service.
Can you tell us what this is saving us this year?
Sure. It saves $2.1 million in the general fund, $500,000 in the city consolidation district, and there's $548,000 in the Norwich Public Schools general fund budget, which could be additional savings for them.
Rounding it $3 million?
Right, yep.
Is that a number or figure that would be somewhat consistent should future councils choose not to do any ramp up?
Yes, it would be, in that neighborhood, plus or minus, 10%.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the information. I'm going to speak against this. I think the lesson we should follow is we keep our commitments to our employees, particularly those who are retired. We went out and borrowed $145 million because we were behind in our pension obligations to the same employees. Now, we did that because that was saving us millions of dollars in escalating costs going forward. I don't know that this is an example that can demonstrate a savings, but I think it's a postponement of responsibility. And again, my math says 6 years, the speaker said 5. If it's around, that's $18 million. Where's that going to come from in 6 years if no one starts ramping up to offset that loss? I think we're postponing our responsibilities. At the same time, we're building in more debt than we should in a responsible way. So I'll be voting no. Thank you.
Thank you. City Manager want to reply?
I'd just like to clarify that we are not cutting back on any benefit that any employee has with their contract pertaining to post-employee benefits. This is just the funding mechanism that will completely cover this funding in the next 10 to 15 years. So I want to clear up that we're not cutting back on anybody's funding for this. We are well ahead of the curve on funding this benefit reserve, and to take a small hiatus while we negotiate doubling and tripling of our debt over the next few years, I believe is prudent to the taxpayers, so we can tackle the school projects without having a steep curve up. But I must reiterate that it will not affect any retiree that enjoys this benefit. One other thing is this benefit will be decreasing because most of our city employees do not have the major post-employee benefits, which are medical. And so ultimately, this is going to gradually dissipate over the next 30 to 40 years of lifetimes of people that no longer need the benefit.
Thank you. President Pro Tem, you had a question? Good. Okay. Alderman Lozado, sure.
Just for my knowledge, do we know how many people we're talking about?
So there, as of the last actuarial evaluation, there are 507 people receiving the benefits and 944 who could potentially receive them in the future.
How near is the future? Do we know?
So these could be employees, former employees, spouses of former employees or current employees who are eligible for the benefits.
Yeah, but how, you say the future, how close that future is? Next year, 2 years from now? Just projections, I know.
So over the next, 20 years.
The next 20 years. And we are suspending for the next 5 years, something like that?
No.
Right.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
Which means that there's going to be overlap of needs, right?
Right. So we've been funding this, the other post-employment benefits trust since 2008, and we're 53% funded, which doesn't sound great when you compare it to our pension plan, but compared to the universe of municipalities, we're pretty far ahead of the curve. Okay. And normally I wouldn't recommend this. I just know what an impact the school construction projects are presenting to the citizens of Norwich through increased debt service.
Okay. So my next question will be, now if you add the 507 and 944, so you're getting around 1,451 people. Now, how much will the ramping curve be to account for this?
I can.
In other words, I'm trying to see the next council about how much do you think? You may not have all the correct numbers, but if you lump all the numbers, so you end up for around 1,500 people. So at that time, you project, and you also indicate that there's going to be some ramping. And my question to you, if you can, how much the slope, the steepness of that ramping up going to be, and if you have that amount of dollars for us.
I think over the long term, the amount of benefits that get paid out will, 10, 15 years from now, it's going to start decreasing because life expectancy. A lot of the people who are currently receiving the benefits will, many will pass away over the time as a smaller amount get added to benefits. So I can share with you the last actuarial evaluation. I can email that out after.
Let me add to that if I can. The types of benefits that we're paying out now are much less costly than most of the benefits that we're phasing out. The major post-employee benefit cost used to be medical insurance after retirement. That in all of the unions has been phased out. What's remaining are some post-employee benefits like life insurance policies, things like, I'm trying to think what else we have besides some post-employee.
That's the bulk of it, is the medical, dental, and life insurance.
Yeah, and compared to the medical benefit, it's a very small amount. They're premiums that are in the less than $100,000 group life premium. So they're not costly. What we're paying off is the post-medical part of this, which is very expensive and continues to rise. But as I kind of said it a little less than saying they are deceased, I said, it will phase out as the people that, employees that still have, or past employees, not employees at this point, as they no longer receive that benefit because of being deceased and the family. So this is a long-term position that is going to gradually fade away, except for the insurance part, which will be a much lower amount in the future. It's unlike pensions, which we supply pensions for every employee who's eligible when they retire. And we have, other than making the pensions a little more economical for us over the last 10 years, we don't envision that we won't have pensions 15 years from now. So to equate it with the pension is a little confusing, and it's not an apples to orange comparison.
If I might, so some of the benefits might go on until someone passes away, but some of the benefits end when someone hits Medicare age. So I think that's usually 67, depends on when you were born.
And my last question, just for my own, when we talk about the funding requirement, what are they? Do you have some, in practice, what does it mean?
The funding requirement?
Yes.
So in the Code of Ordinances, we have a financial management policy that says, in normal circumstances, you're required to fund 100% of what the actuarial defined employer contribution is for that year. And then there's some language on if it increases or decreases by a certain percentage.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Please, go,
President
the
Pro Tem, please.
Yeah.
So, two questions. First, is it the expectation that with the OPEB benefits, that retirees will retire and then go on Medicare, I should say?
If they're eligible for, yeah.
Right, so that they would, so for instance, police officer gets hired at 25, works 25 years, retires at 50. The expectation would be that person would go find another job where they would get health benefits.
That often happens, yeah.
Until they reach Medicare age.
Right.
And for non-police officers, first responders, so on and so forth, you don't mean to say this in a negative way, but run-of-the-mill employee who comes to work for the city, they work until they're 65, where they can then go on to Medicare?
So, yeah, if they hit normal retirement and are eligible, so if they were hired before whatever the date was in their contract before we phased them out, then they would be eligible to get.
So they'd either have to work long enough to be eligible for Medicare, or they would retire from the city, start to collect a pension, and go work somewhere else where they would get health insurance benefits.
Yep.
That's essentially in a nutshell.
And I might say this is not something new. We instituted the phase out of, for instance, the costly post-employee health benefits in, I don't know the exact year.
I want to say it was like 2017.
And as we negotiated contracts, we got into that area, so we staggered it over so it's been about 8 or 9 years at this point.
Yes, I was on this council when that happened. I do remember when that happened, and I remember that Alderman Nystrom was the mayor when that happened, and there was quite a lot of debate and fervor over that. But it put the city into a position that was sustainable. So now let's talk about sustainability. 53.3% funded represents how much money in dollars?
41.8 million as of the last actuarial evaluation.
Okay, so so the $3 million that we're saving this year is less than 10% of the overall fund at 53.3%, 41 and change million
Right.
dollars.
Yeah.
Okay. And it will be future councils that will have to wrestle with this, right? Okay, but it will also be this council, because this is not we're not doing a biannual budget here, right? We're doing a budget for one fiscal year. We'll be here a year from now, having probably a similar conversation about what we're gonna do with OPEB, right? Right, because we'll have a new budget that we'll have to deal with, right? So it's not like we're really kicking the can down the road here. Is that a fair statement?
Right. It's a choice to make every year.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Alderwoman Zuccardi.
I just have a question about the ordinance with the funding requirements, and I wish I had it, but I don't. When was that enacted? Was it in 2008 when we started?
No, the first one was in 2014.
Oh, okay.
And then I think it was 2017 where we suspended it for the funding requirements for a few years. And that sunset, and we've been funding, according to the original language of the policy since then.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Nystrom.
But I don't necessarily disagree with anyone's other comments. I'm just stuck on the fact that you pointed out could be as much as $18 million owed at some point, and at some point you have to pay your bills. I understand it offsets the growing increase for school construction. I get it. But when people voted for the schools, I don't think they took on the knowledge that they would be running a red line, a debt on some other responsibility that the city carries, in this case for its employees. I just think overall it's a bad public policy. You hire people, they have contractual gains when they get a contract with the city. I don't want to jeopardize the fact that we may not have the money to provide them. We're not changing the contract obligations that we hold or they hold with us. But if the money's not there, that's a whole different ballgame. So, I mean, just for those reasons, I'll be voting no. Thank you.
I do want to point out again that we're not jeopardizing anybody's funding of the post-employee benefits. We have more than ample supply of money, 40+ million to cover this. And as I said before, this obligation, it will be decreasing over the number of years that we have it until we have no employees in the major cost area of this. So we're slowing down the acceleration, and I think this is a prudent idea for this year's budget to compensate for the massive increase in debt service for the city with the school building projects. Again, we are way ahead of the curve already with what we fund. So and I don't even like the word suspend so much as phase out and then phase back in. So it's not an imprudent idea at all.
Thank you, President Pro Tem.
Thank you. Simple as this. Pick your poison, Norwich. Right? You want to pay another $1.5 million on top of the proposed budget? Or do you want us to make this cut? That's really what it comes down to. Okay, so, you know,
Thank you, Josh.
can't go on a radio and scream about the taxes and then say, well, but don't make any structural changes, don't reallocate funds because, you know, you're creating a hazardous situation. That's not true. We just heard the city manager, you heard the comptroller. We're not creating a hazardous situation by any stretch of the imagination in any way, shape, or form. But we're responding because the city manager will tell you that when he asked for our budget non-negotiables, one of them he was given was no tax increase. And this is how we get there, actions like this. So pick your poison. What's it gonna be? Another $1.5 million or hold back on $3 million out of a $42 million fund for maybe a couple of years. Who knows how long it's gonna be? But again, these are the tough decisions that you ask us, that you send us here to make. Well, we made one.
Thank you. Any other comments at this point? Okay. If not, I will just say having $42 million in the coffers, I feel comfortable that passing this ordinance give us some flexibility to manage. And we'll keep close eye on it as well. But thank you. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
No.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Katabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
No?
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes?
Mayor Singh?
Yes. Motion passes 5-2. Thank you.
City Managers Report?
This is the city manager's report for April 20th, 2026, meetings and professional engagements. During this reporting period, I represented the city of Norwich at the following meetings and events: Southeastern Connecticut Council of Governments, the city coordination meetings, a Norwich Community Development Corporation Executive Committee, Connecticut Conference of the Municipalities Legislative Committee and Board of Directors, Connecticut Interlocal Risk Management Agency Audit and Investment Committee, Community Investment Fund Planning and Discussions, Department and City Council budget hearings. I also joined Fire Chief Sam Wilson on the Stu Breyer Show last week, that's WICH Radio, to discuss the Unified Command Service for the Volunteer Fire Department with a 90-minute question and answer segment with listeners. I will tell you that it was enjoyable, and I think we were able to answer most questions that were given to us. Public Works, the new floating docks at Brown Park adjacent to the boat launch have been completed and are now open to the public. In Burnham Square, approximately 400 feet of fencing has been refinished, including repainting of the inlaid lettering. Finally, repairs to the Main Street parking garage sprinkler system have been completed, and all levels are now fully operational. Human Services, the renter rebate program opened April 13th and runs through October 31st. Since April 13th, 10 applications have been processed, and staff anticipate filling more than 500 applications during this program cycle. Senior Center, low to moderate income seniors experiencing food insecurity are encouraged to contact the Senior Center regarding a temporary food distribution program funded through CDBG funds and United Way. Youth and Family and Recreation Department, The department successfully hosted its first censory friendly egg hunt and a citywide scavenger hunt, each drawing participation from over 50 families. The citywide event encouraged residents to visit local businesses, landmarks, and municipal buildings, strengthening community engagement. Staff also participated in several community events, including Multicultural Night at Moriarty School, the Autism Fair, and the Love Yourself Wellness Fair. Spring recreational programs will begin the week of April 27th. Finally, community development. The city of Norwich received confirmation of $847,180 of allocation through the HUD CDBG entitlement program for program year 52, which is FY 26 for the federal government. This funding represents an important opportunity to support impactful community initiatives, particularly given the uncertainty of future federal spending. The Office of Community Development issued a notice of funding availability with a submission deadline of April 10th, 2026, and received 12 applications totaling $1,450,927.17 in requests. This exceeds the available allocation by approximately $604,000. The Community Development Advisory Committee is expected to meet 3 to 5 times in May to evaluate proposals and develop recommendations for City Council consideration. And that concludes my report for this evening.
Thank you, John. Yes, President Pro Tem.
Thank you. John, I feel the need to clarify and correct you on one thing. When you mentioned that you were on the radio with the fire chief to discuss what you title here Unified Command Service, and you mentioned in your verbal remarks for the volunteer fire departments, and something that needs to be said and clarified is Unified Command is not about the volunteer fire service, the volunteer departments alone. Unified Command is a significant step towards taking 6 fractured fire departments and turning them into one fire service for the entirety of the city of Norwich. So I think we need to be clear about that, because that message is being lost in the uproar that's going on in the city. Now, agree or disagree, I don't want to debate that. But the reality is that Unified Command is designed to take the 6 fire departments that we have and get them working and rowing in one direction in the best interest of the citizens and their property and their businesses, period. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions for City Manager? Thank you.
Citizen comment on resolutions on agenda items only.
Thank you very much. So at this point, I declare citizen comment open for resolution items only, which are on agenda. We have 21 different items on the agenda. Anyone who would like to come, state your name, yes, please. You'll be given 3 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you? You're fine, it's that.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Bobby Brayboy. I'm the Director of Global City Norwich, a program based out of the Norwich Community Development Corporation. And I've had the opportunity over the last 3 years to see the importance of highlighting the myriad of cultures in this city. This city has an enormous culture to celebrate, both from a historical perspective as one of the earliest settlements in our nation and from the standpoint of the diverse culture that lives here today. The culture has shaped the Rose City identity. These contributions are woven into the fabric of our daily life, from the restaurants and shops we love to the events and programs that bring us together. Strengthening this fact through a cultural district is not only culturally important, but also connected to the economic vitality of our downtown. Work that we are already heavily engaged with through the State Department of Economic and Community Development, also known as DCD, where we do capital improvements, and also with the Office of the Arts and Connecticut Main Street activities. We at NCDC have spent time over the past couple of years working with Wendy Burry and then Wendy Vincent from the Cultural Coalition and members of the community to identify our initial cultural district by conducting activities that celebrate people, music, plays, performances, books, history, and artwork that is a part of the Rose City in a number of ways, including the work done at Global City Norwich, where we conduct over a dozen flag raisings and festivals, through Downtown Sounds, which launched this past year with grant support from the Office of the Arts to help our downtown food and beverage proprietors with funding their industry music licensing to create a more vibrant First Friday experience. And our work with our Connecticut Main Street Center teammates to celebrate our library and our local writers with sidewalk art and murals through a grant-supported activity. Therefore, it just makes sense for NCDC to be the City of Norwich convener for the community and the conduit for applications and funding with DECD under a formally established cultural district. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comment at this point? We are taking a citizen comment on the resolution. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Samson. I usually never here, so it's my first time. First, I'd like to say thank you, everyone, for the service to the city. But I would like to talk about the district, the cultural district they want to have in the city, the importance to have it. And any major city we've been in, there's always one common denominator when we want to beautify our city or when we want to make the city look better. Driving people in and out of the city, those to stay in. Now, artists become a key component of this. If we want to go back to history, we can check any major city in order for them to grow. They always work with the cultural district, with the artist, the musician, all of us. So it becomes very important to do that for us on city. Now let me say this to all of you. I can talk in the artist perspective. I cannot talk on everyone's perspective here. When I go represent, by example, if I have a show in New York, okay, you know what they put on the show? They said, Samson Taunton, representing Norwich. On top of my boots, you're gonna see Norwich and Samson Taunton, which means every city I go to, I don't go for myself, right? I represent Norwich. Every places I go, I represent Norwich. So that's why it becomes key now. If we have an organization that in charge of certain thing can support those artists as they go along. That's why district become important. That can provide that support. You can have the funding available for them and help them. And one other component too they do for you when you do that, they come in here and invest that money right here for us. It's not only the money you provide, it's the one they bring into the town. So all that becomes very important to us that can keep our younger core in the city. They not run away anymore, they stay in here. I don't know if my time is up. I'm passionate about this, I might say more, but thank you for listening to me, I appreciate that.
Thank you. Anybody else who would like to come? Please.
Joanne Philbrook. I have mixed emotions about this. As most of you know, I live in the Norwich Town Historic District, which was the birthplace of Norwich in 1659. I'm not sure what year Norwich Town was declared a historic district by the city or the state, but I'm imagining it was a number of years ago. Just as this gentleman has said about his culture, I'm very passionate about my culture and the history of Norwich Town. At one time on Mediterranean Lane, there was a huge bohemian community of artists. If you take a ride up Mediterranean now, you would be shocked at the degradation of the neighborhood. What happened to Norwich Town? Why do we not get any respect? We don't even have a flagpole on the Norwich Town Green. What we do have on Town Street is a half a mile of empty, decaying, for sale, for rent buildings on the left-hand side if you're coming toward the city, and if you're on the right-hand side, we have vape shops, tattoo shops, more vape shops, a liquor store, a gun store, more vape shops, a tattoo parlor. The ancestors, if George Washington was to come back to Norwich Town now, he would have a heart attack. He would say, what has happened to the history of Norwich? You never hear anything about Norwich Town. So what I would say to you is you have to acknowledge all cultures and all the diversity in this city. And I would like to see a little more attention or equal attention paid to Norwich Town, because I take great pride in my neighborhood. And I want us to maintain what's left, which at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, isn't a hell of a lot. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else who would like to have any comments in regards to 21 different resolutions that we have in front of us? Second time, anybody else who would like to come speak on resolutions? Third and last, anybody else? Yes, please.
Rob Dembski, 68 White Plains Road. I'd like to speak in favor of item 21, the proposed 5% reduction in the city budget. We heard earlier about deferring payment into the employee fund. Several people said, we're saving money, saving money. You're not saving anything. You're deferring it. You still owe the money. You still have to put it in. And the one thing that I didn't hear among any of the 5 people who voted for it is what the plan was going to be to get that money. Oh, we'll get it later. Where are you going to get it from? It's going to appear. You go out on some of the trees out there. Oh, this looks good. Take that. No, you have no plan. Item 21 at least gives some future iteration of the council, whether it's a year, 3 years, 6 years down the line as proposed, to maybe have a chance of using some of that savings in the budget to tackle this. So absent any other plan, which again I heard none of, I would strongly recommend that this council support item 21. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, please.
Rocky, on item 21, I'm in favor again, 5% reduction. I did listen to Mr. Solomon and Chief Wilson on radio. I actually even called in. Mr. Solomon very casually mentioned that a vote was taken a couple of years ago. And by the way, that vote was 70-30. And he very casually glanced over, but you know, things were working.
Nothing to do with our agenda.
On resolution only.
5% reduction in cost. You're wasting my money. You listen and pay attention. You said, we decided to just leave it alone. You must obey the will of we the people, not the other way around, Mr. Solomon. And by the way, on the radio, wait till you hear which poison I'm going to talk on Saturday morning, God willing.
Still not discussing on
Yes,
agenda.
I'm in favor for reducing your waste, your spending. It's costing us, oh, wait a minute, not $100,000 a month for paid firefighter to replace Yantic's garbage. Oh, no, you said very eloquently, only 65,000. That's my money. That's our money, not your money. You want to pay 65 out of your checking account? Go ahead. You are not being honest and you are not kind to we the people. You think you got elected and you do whatever the hell you want. It doesn't work that way. You wait till, hey, you want to know which poison we're going to pick? How about you resign? How about you quit? How about you stop spending money? Yes, it's on the 20. Mr. Mayor,
We're gonna stick with resolutions, and then we have public comment general after that.
Okay.
Just so
The
you know.
resolution about saving 5% on the budget, because yes, it's true, some things have to be spent. But it's also true, you must stop wasting our money. And you're doing it willingly, casually. 65,000, a few more months, it'll add up, and it's our money, and you're not doing it.
Thank you. Anybody else who would like to speak on resolution items? We have 21 resolution items. This public comment is strictly on resolution items. Second time, anybody else who would like to speak on resolution items? Third and last, anybody else who would like to speak on resolution items? Hearing none, I declare citizen comment closed.
New business resolution number 1, relative to the reappointment of regular members to the Uncas Health District.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion? Motion by Alderwoman Hayes, second by Alderman Nash. Any comments? All right, just for the public knowledge, regular members appointed on Uncas Health District is Rebecca Malucci and Frank Giacaruso. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash. Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Katabaya.
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi.
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Singh.
Yes, motion passed 7-0. Thank you.
Number 2, relative to the reappointment of a regular and alternate member to the Personnel and Pension Board.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion? Alderman Nash, second. Alderwoman Hayes. Any comment? Regular member being appointed is Robert Punch, and we also have alternate member Patrick McMahon. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash.
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes. Alderman Katabaya.
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi.
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia. Mayor Singh.
Yes, motion passed 7-0.
Number 3, relative to the reappointment of an alternate member to the Historic District Commission.
Motion, please. Alderman Hayes and Alderman Nash, second. Any comments? Hearing none. Alternate member appointed as Sean Edgecombe. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash.
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Katabaya.
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi.
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Singh.
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
Number 4, relative to the reappointment of the Norwich representative to Connecticut Municipal Electric Energy Cooperative, CMAC.
Motion, please. Alderman Nash, second. Alderman Nystrom. Any questions? No. Yes, Alderman Nystrom.
I just want to thank David for wishing to continue in this role. He's done a really, really great job for us at CMAC. He recently gave us another summary, his own background in engineering and what he brings to that position. I know we're being really served very well to have his eyes and ears there for us and for the city of Norwich. I thank him for willing to continue to serve.
Thank you very much. I echo those words. Anybody else who would like to make comment? President Pro Tem? Okay. Thank you.
Alderman Nash.
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Katabaya.
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi.
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Singh.
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Member appointed is David Eggleston.
Number 5, relative to the reappointment of resident members to the Volunteer Firefighters Relief Committee.
Can I have a motion for Resolution 5? Alderman Nash, second. Alderman Nystrom. Any comments? Hearing none, roll call, please. Member appointed is William Daly and Ron Stoles.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Katabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Singh.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Relative to the reappointment of regular members to the Community Development Advisory Committee.
Can I have a motion? Alderman Nash, second. Alderwoman Hayes. Any comments? Hearing none, roll call, please. Just for the information, members appointed is Marcy, Valerie Granville, and Gemma Fabris.
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Katabaya.
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi.
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Singh.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Number 7, relative to the reappointment of regular members to the Recreation Advisory Board.
A motion by Alderman Nash, second by Alderwoman Hayes. Members appointed are Jeffrey Brown and Peter Camp. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash.
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Katabaya.
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi.
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom. President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Singh.
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
Number 8, relative to the reappointment of regular members to the School Building Committee 2020.
Can I have a motion? Alderman Nash, second. Alderwoman Hayes. Any comments? Okay, hearing none. Members appointed are Gregory Balassi, Mark Bencourt, Sheila Hayes, Peter Procco, Peter Gauthier, William Hull, and Cynthia Beardover.
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Katabaya.
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi.
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Singh.
Motion passes 7-0.
Relative to the reappointment of a regular member to Ethics Commission.
Can I have a motion? Motion by Alderwoman Hayes, second by Alderman Nash. Member appointed is Laurie Plouffe. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash.
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Katabaya.
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi.
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia. Mayor Singh.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Number 10, relative to the reappointment of regular member to the Ice Arena Authority.
Can I have a motion, please? Motion by Alderman Nash, second by Alderwoman Hayes. Member appointed is Joanne Bigul. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash.
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes. Alderman Katabaya.
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi.
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Singh.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Number 11, relative to the appointment of a regular member to the Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
Motion by Alderwoman Hayes, second by Alderman Nash. Roll call, please. And person appointed is Augustus Wortham.
Augustus Wortham.
Yes.
Alderman Nash.
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderwoman Katabaya. Oh, excuse me, Alderman Katabaya.
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi.
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Singh.
Motion passes 7-0. Thank you very much.
Number 12, relative to the reappointment of a regular member to the Commission on the City Plan.
Thank you very much. Motion by Alderwoman Hayes, second by Alderman Nash. Member appointed is Deanne Nason. Dean Nason.
Yep.
Thank you.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Kadabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Singh?
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Number 13, relative to the reappointment of a regular member to Senior Affairs Commission.
Can I have a motion? Motion by Alderwoman Hayes, second by Alderman Nash. Person appointed is Frank Giacaruso. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Kadabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Singh?
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Number 14, relative to providing pay increases for the Registrar of Voters after completing 2 years of their current term.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion? Motion by Alderwoman Hayes, second by Alderman Nystrom. Any discussions at this time? Yes, Alderman Zaru.
So I'm just curious that the increase about $1,000, if I'm reading right.
1,050.
1,050. Okay.
Any questions?
And I'm just curious, that's all.
Okay. Any other question at this time? Yes.
It may not seem like a lot of an increase, but acknowledging the hard work that they provide this city with all the stress and sometimes the case where Hartford doesn't listen to their ideas of how to make it a better system, I think it's important they be acknowledged here locally, and I wish it was more. Thank you.
You suggesting any amendment?
I didn't see you there. If I could ask a question of the city manager, what was the amount based on?
Okay.
I didn't recommend this amount. I'm not sure how
Oh.
it became. Josh?
It's a 3% increase that was discussed when we were going over the registrars of voters' budgets.
And that's somewhat consistent with contractual increases.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Any other question? All right. Okay. Roll call, please.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Kadabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Singh?
Motion passes 7-0. Thank you very much.
Number 15, relative to authorizing the Norwich Community Development Corporation to submit the application to the state of Connecticut and upon approval to serve as the lead administrative entity for the cultural district.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion, please? Alderwoman Sheila Hayes, second by Alderman Nash, actually. Any discussions? Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes. So this, getting a cultural district established in this city seems like it's taken a lifetime. We've started talking about this over 10 years ago, about having a cultural district created. Several times it has been talked about, proposed under former Mayor Deb Hinchy, then who worked with Wendy Burry, who was the executive director at the time. There was an opportunity when we had ARPA funds that was not funded. So it has taken us, like I said, many, many years, in my opinion, just for us to establish a cultural district, which many communities around us have already established, and Norwich is the largest community in southeastern Connecticut. We should have had this established a long time ago. Having said that, I'd like to thank Wendy Vincent, who is now the executive director of the cultural district, as well as NCDC, Kevin Brown and his staff, because they stepped up. this year and said that they were willing to be the lead for the city to get this established. This will open up many opportunities within the city, and to just address Ms. Philbrick's comment, the city is not precluded from only having one cultural district. We can have more. But if it's taken 10 years just to get one, I don't know how long it will take to get a second one, but I'm willing to work on it once we get one established, okay? You know, we have many artists, we have many businesses, we have many restaurants, we have many people who give and give and give to this community, and we don't like to give back. And this is an opportunity for us as a city to give back and show those people that many people may not, well, they're not professional enough, or they're not this enough. They contribute every day to this city. And it's time we start recognizing them for their value and their worth and paying them as well and giving them opportunities to thrive in this city. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other comment? Alderman Nystrom?
Thank you, Mayor. I echo everything that Alderwoman Hayes said, and just point out to some language in this. By doing this, we are then potentially eligible for other state-related grants that could be helpful as we try to continue to repopulate our downtown and so forth in areas where the district is so marked off. And for those reasons, I support it.
Thank you very much. Alderman Zotto?
I just want to thank those who really work hard over these years to bring this to this point. And I want to point that our great city filled with a lot of artists, small business, community organizations. Norwich has already the foundation of a thriving cultural hub. Adding a cultural district will help us connect and elevate what already exists in all the corners of our town. I would like to stress a couple of things here. A cultural district will bring real benefit to our community. It will support local artists, reflect and celebrate the diversity of our community. It will increase the footprint for our small business and restaurant. It will also attract visitors and tourism to our historic areas. It will also strengthen community pride and identity, and create more opportunity to grow our local economy. By supporting this initiative, I believe we will invest in the future of our town while honoring the richness of its past and the present. I encourage all the council members to vote in favor of this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Alderman Nash?
Yeah, I support this. If you think about a lot of things, you look at cities and you say downtown is dead. People tell me a lot of times, give up on downtown, it's dead. Well, like cancer, that grows. If you leave downtown alone, it's going to grow. It's going to grow where it reaches the west side. Will it reach Norwich Town? Well, it's going to reach Taffville. It's going to reach Greenville. I mean, these are areas that are, Greenville and the downtown are struggling as it is. But if we don't do something to make our city more attractive, and cultural districts do that. I've seen it, I mean, yes, you could say it in major cities like Philadelphia and Boston and New York City, and we're not those cities, I get it. But if you look at Norwich, we are a microcosm of those cities. We have some of the same problems those cities have. And to bring a cultural district to downtown, to improve it and spread, it could spread to Norristown. It'll spread to Greenville. That's how we do it. You take the medicine and you give the medicine. And when people complain about grants as being taxpayer money, it is taxpayer money. It's our money, okay? But if we don't apply for the grant, somebody else is going to get it. And then you'll be upset with us for not trying to get that grant. Because now Norwich is not getting better, it's getting worse. It's a ghetto. But then the money that we don't accept from the state for grants goes to another town so they can beautify or better their cities instead of us. So we need to think about how we're going to make it better. Is this going to change the city of Norwich overnight? Absolutely not. but it's a start in the right direction. It's like baby steps. You got to crawl before you walk. You got to walk before you run. If we don't do anything, we're just going to lay there with our thumb in our mouth complaining that Norwich never gets better. We got to take a break. We've got to try something different. And a cultural district which brings artists in. We have it here. We have two beautiful theaters that do put on shows. I brought a restaurant called about cultural diversity. There was no Irish restaurant in Norwich after McNamara's and the Blarney Stone closed. There was no Irish pub. We brought it here. People told me I was crazy. I had a business owner at another business tell me, I hope you have a lot of friends because that's all who's going to show up. Well, that's not what happened. And the Harp and Dragon's thriving. And it brings cultural shows. We had Irish festival, Irish music all the time over there on a Friday, Saturday nights, different nights. So yeah, Norwich, people told me it wasn't ready, but they were ready. Because when I first opened the doors, I had 2-hour waits to get into and I couldn't believe it. It blew my mind. So yeah, I think Norwich, we have La Stella's over there now, thriving like crazy. We got Taco Place thriving like crazy. Even the little restaurant at the end of the Warwigan there, it's thriving. I've eaten lunch there many times. They have delicious food. The wings place around the corner there, the Indian restaurant, it's great. Set Norwich up so more people come here, and people will come here. Believe me, they will come here. We just have to be more positive. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderwoman Zuccardi.
So I'm going to have a friendly disagreement with Alderman Nash that these are baby steps. I attend First Friday pretty much every month. I think that downtown has so much to offer currently in terms of the art galleries, the restaurants. The Norwich Arts Center is just a gem, and that more people don't attend those shows is mind-boggling to me. Coming from New York, where some of these acts, your ticket would be $150 and it's $22 there. They're wonderful. What Strange Brew and the Coalition with the Norwich Rose Arts Festival, bringing the music. I go to Rose Arts 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and then I go home and catch my breath, and then come downtown for a whole evening of music at all the different restaurants. So I'm happy to see this initiative go forward because I believe that all the pieces, not all of them, but a lot of really great things are happening in downtown culturally, and I'm hoping that this next step will elevate us to be able to convey that to people outside of Norwich, and within Norwich, frankly, because there's so much going on down there. So thank you to Alderwoman Hayes for being so dogged in pursuing this.
Thank you. Any other comments? All right. Well, I'll just say I welcome this resolution, and I'll welcome future resolutions as well. This is a very historical year for all of us, and we will be doing more things. May 13th will be also recognized as first time ever Norwich Flag Day. We'll celebrate outside at 4:30. Liberty Pole is also going at Norwich Town Green. When it comes to this particular resolution, this will increase a lot of tourism in downtown. We are spending millions of dollars to get workforce housing in downtown. And people not gonna just pay for their apartment, they'll be paying for the whole 9-yard experience of living in downtown and enjoying that urban experience. So we will continue doing these kind of, not just resolution, but resolutions with actions. So let's make Norwich more beautiful. Thank you, I'll be supporting this. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Katabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zuccardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Singh?
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Number 16, relative to modifying refuse and recycling fees on July 1st, 2026.
Can I have a motion for Resolution 16? Alderwoman Hayes, second. Alderman Nash. Any questions? All right, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Katabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zuccardi? Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia?
Yes.
Mayor Singh?
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
17, relative to reallocating funds from capital projects for rehabilitation of Alfiero Skate Park.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion by Alderman Nystrom, second by Alderwoman Hayes? Any discussions? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Catabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Singh.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Number 18, relative to authorizing City Manager Salamone to enter, execute, and deliver a new ambulance service agreement with American Ambulance Incorporated.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to bring Resolution 18? Okay, Alderwoman Hayes, second. Can I have a second? Alderwoman Zucardi. Any discussions? Any questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes. Alderman Catabaya.
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi.
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia. Mayor Singh.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Number 19, relative to authorizing City Manager Salamone to enter, execute, and deliver a new service agreement with Willimantic Waste Paper Company Incorporated.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion? Motion by Alderwoman Hayes. Can I have a second? Second by Alderwoman Zucardi. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Catabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom? President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Singh.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Number 20, relative to reallocating funds from capital projects for the implementation of an integrated station alerting system.
Okay. Thank you. Can I have a motion to bring Resolution 20? Alderman Nash, second by Alderwoman Sheila Hayes. Any discussions? Okay. Yes, Alderman Nash.
It says a chief's vehicle. Which chief's vehicle? Didn't we just get him one?
John, you want to answer?
It's the fire chief's vehicle.
Yeah, fire chief's vehicle. I thought we just bought him a brand new one.
It's the funding remaining from the fire chief's vehicle, so unspent funds.
Okay. When, this is for the city manager. When's that vehicle getting marked?
John, there's a question.
At this point, I don't believe it's getting marked.
Why? All the other chiefs had marked vehicles. I'm just asking, that's all.
Well, that's not true. We have
All
police
the other
chiefs
chiefs
that have.
provide their own vehicles, or the departments do. Police chief's vehicle isn't marked?
It's a little different story.
No, it's not a different story.
All right, I would,
How is it different?
I'm all set, thank you.
Well, if you think it's different, how is it different?
I'm all set, thank you. Thank you, John.
Alderwoman Zucardi.
I just want to be clear that this is it came up during the budget hearings of the various departments, that the alerting system had been problematic, and this is the system that concerns were heard. Mr. Alderman DeLucia was particularly vehement about repairing that. I know Ms. Philbrook, you as well, and I wanted to thank the city manager and Josh for prioritizing this and, getting us moving.
Thank you. Any other comments? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes.
Yes.
Alderman Catabaya.
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi.
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom.
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia.
Yes.
Mayor Singh.
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Thank you very much.
Number 21, relative to requesting City Manager John Salamone to review and assist the council in identifying and prioritizing reductions in an effort to reduce the expense budget by a target figure of 5%.
Can I have a motion to bring this on the floor? By Alderman Nash, second by Alderman Nystrom. Any discussions? Alderman Nystrom, sure.
Thank you, Mayor. I ask that this resolution be considered just to anticipate concerns that I have with our current budget. We talked some of those earlier today on another item. I'm not going to rehash that, but I did speak with Jean Cronin, who's a lobbyist that the city of Norwich is working with in Hartford, and she's tracking legislation. I think one of the things that we are very hopeful for is an increase in education cost-sharing grant, something that has not, the foundation level hasn't been increased, hasn't been set or new since 2013. They're talking about a $170 million infusion for education funding. But then the governor just recently talked about a blue ribbon commission to study it, so everybody's not on the same page. The other problem is they're talking about taking this money out of surplus, so it's a one-time funding scheme in order to increase our grants for local education. That means next fiscal year, we're all sitting here, any new money we gain, and we'll know in a couple of weeks because that's when the session ends, isn't going to automatically be in our grant. You have to go back and fight for it again. I'm very, very concerned about the spending level in the city. It's not enough to simply say, we're not increasing taxes, it's going to be the same burden as last year. The burden last year was too much for people. What this resolution asks only, doesn't cut anything, by the way. If you thought that's what this does, it does not. It asks the city manager to do what he did in 2017, look back at the budget, and if there are other things that can be reduced in spending, he'll simply report that back to the council as we go through the budget process. Again, this doesn't cut anything. In 2017, we went through this exercise. I think that resolution proposed a 1, 3, or 5% reduction spending plan. Again, all this is doing more research, tightening the belt a little bit. At the end of the day, this council will decide what the budget will be through our budget process in June. And again, we'll know where the money is going to be from the state well in advance. I'm just concerned that not enough attention is being paid to the fact that the people in this city pay a lot of taxes. Holding the line, I don't think that's good enough. I really don't. And all this does is ask our city manager to report back to us if he finds areas that we could still reduce further the cost of living here in the city. That's all this is. Maybe, I don't think it's premature because there's a lot at stake here. The Board of Ed has a $4.5 million hole, if you believe their budget request. How's that going to be made up? Let's say the state gives us another $2 million. Well, they're still short $2.5 million. What are we going to do? Raise taxes to fund that? Tell them, no, you can't have it? I just would like to see a little bit more in-depth planning. That's all this is about. It's not a vote to reduce anything right now. It's just ask our city manager to do what he did back in 17. He went back and he looked. Because remember, whatever budget we passed, we know how well our departments work together throughout the city, throughout the year. None more demonstrated better through all these winter storms this year. He needs to know who's here, who's still on staff in order to coordinate all those things. This is just more planning, more examination on what we're spending, and that's all this is. I thank you for the indulgence.
Thank you very much. Any other comments? President Pro Tem?
I hope that Alderman Nystrom doesn't take this the wrong way, but I'm always amazed by your propensity to remember half of history. I was on that council in 2017 and again in 2018, where both times, under your leadership, you cut the budget and underfunded the Board of Ed to the tune of a 2-year total of over $3 million. And where did that money come from? It came out of undesignated fund balance. So it forced the Board of Ed into an untenable situation and then vilified them for overspending what was allocated to them when you and your team knew it wasn't going to be enough. And you are trying to relive that history again here for fiscal 2027. And I think that this exercise is premature because we have no idea what the state is actually going to do. The one thing that you said that I agree with completely is that not everybody in Hartford is on the same page. Well, they will be on the same page by the time the session ends and the governor signs a budget. We will know exactly how much money we have to work with. And going through this exercise before that time, I believe, okay, just sows anxiety and fear and uncertainty into the people who will be directly impacted, and those are our employees of the city, our school board, our parents of the kids who go to our schools, and that might not have a real concrete fiscal impact, but it certainly has one of unnecessary fear, unnecessary uncertainty, unnecessary anxiety. So I would like to put forward a motion, Mr. Mayor, that we postpone action on this resolution until the second meeting in May, which is on May 18th, at which point we will have a firm budget from the state of Connecticut and a clear picture of exactly what monies we have to work with.
Okay, that's the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay.
That's fair.
Second by Alderman Nystrom.
I do have to, if I may,
Sure.
Mr. Mayor. The actions in 17 were done when the council were 5 Republicans and 2 Democrats, and Joe, you weren't elected till November of 17. You were not on that council. Just a minor issue, but you didn't join us yet.
Alderman Zaccardi?
I'll be voting yes to defer consideration of this resolution, in part because, well, for the reasons expressed by my colleagues, but I'm always struck, and I saw this during last year's budget before I even thought about running for city council, by the pulling of a number out of thin air. The number, I think, during the election cycle was 3%. Direct the city manager to cut it 3%. Now it's direct the city manager to find 5% of cuts. And I never hear, what are we going to cut? What do you want to cut? Who are you going to lay off? It's always just a number out of the sky. And someone said, one of the speakers said, we don't have a plan for the OPEB. And I heard a very solid consideration by both the city manager and the comptroller about how we were approaching that. And it seemed very conservative. But saying, cut 5%, that is not a plan. So I will be voting yes to defer this.
Thank you. Any other comments? Alderman Nash?
I don't understand. I don't want to be sitting here the night of the final budget until midnight trying to come up with some sort of cut. 5%, 1%, 3%, 2%, 45%. I don't really care. Just give us a number. Say, City Manager Solomon, what would happen if you cut 5%? We're not saying we're going to cut 5%. We just said, let's give me a number. Who's going to lose? Who's going to win? Who's going to have anxiety? I don't know. Maybe it's a good time to give the police department a chance to look at what would happen if I got my budget cut 5%. Fire department, what happens if I get cut 5%? Public Works, what happens if I get cut? Maybe give them an opportunity to say, can I absorb it? Maybe they can't absorb 5. Maybe they can absorb 2.5. Maybe they can absorb 3. Maybe they can't absorb any of it. The school board obviously cannot absorb any cuts. So we understand that. We got that. You know, we want to keep making this a Republican-Democrat thing. This is, God dang it, we're the city of Norwich. We all live in the city. Every time taxes go up, we all pay it. Every time a budget is changed or an ordinance or a resolution, we all feel the effect of it. I don't live in an ivy tower. I live in a 960 square foot house, okay, that I pay not that much to live in. Thank God my landlord's still alive. Okay, because she promised me she would keep the rent at that until she passes. okay? So I don't have money to give out. But if the city manager can someone say, yeah, we can cut 5%. Listen, the guys, you like him or don't like him or whatever, but I can tell you what, the guy, between him and Josh, numbers are their thing. And if I think anyone can find 5%, it's Salamone and Josh, definitely. Whether we agree upon it or not, we don't have to, but at least take a look at it, because I don't want to be sitting here at midnight looking like an idiot trying to find out where we're going to come up with $4 million. I don't want to do that. And you elected me to do the best interest of Norwich. I'm trying.
Thank you very much. Yes, Alderwoman Hayes.
So Alderman Nash, you just triggered that button, because that was not a frivolous exercise. Well, okay, it wasn't. Because I was serious about the cuts, okay? That particular council, there wasn't an appetite to make the cuts. So in a way, I am insulted that you say, let's find the 5%. It's premature right now. We don't know what the state is going to give us. We haven't even entered into ad hoc council and Board of Education discussions to even see if there is some funding. Let the process go through. We have until the first Monday, we actually have until the second Monday of June, but let's say we really are shooting for the first Monday of June. This is premature, especially because I was very serious last year about the 5%. Why am I going to ask our staff, the city manager and the finance department and every department to do something that last year was frivolous to many of the people sitting up here? So you know what? This year, if we're here to midnight, we're here to midnight, because that's what we got elected to do. Whatever it takes to get the budget, okay? But let's not act like we heard our treasurer talk about all the things that he's doing to increase revenue to this city. Let's see where things are going with him. He was very optimistic that he's going to be able to bring in more revenue. All right? We're always looking at where are we cutting? Where are we cutting? Where can we bring in and increase our revenue to help reduce that side, or without increasing, saying, okay, now you got more money, now we want to increase it. No, we want to keep taxes down. So I'm going to vote yes for the postponement. Let's see what the state gives us. Let's see what we can do with the ad hoc committee. And then let's look honestly as to where we're at with the budget at that point.
Thank you. Alderman Zadu.
I'll be voting to postpone, and I want to just make some few remarks here. As leaders, some of us have a way of stirring fear. This resolution has nothing to do to solve the problem, if there's any, because the Alderman Nation just point out for the Department of Education, which is all the over $4 million in the hole. Now, if we have to cut the way it is, let me tell you what cannot be cut. Pension obligation cannot be cut, debt service cannot be cut, contractual salary cannot be cut, statewide state mandated education expenses cannot be cut, and 5% cut on this budget is about $7.8 million. So I'm not sure where it's going for, but my point is this. Let's give the process the time. The argument has been made. We are not there yet. Why put this one except to stir fear and anxiety among our people? We will do what's right when the moment is right. And I'll vote to postpone this until we have clarity.
Thank you. Yes, Alderman Nystrom.
Thank you, Mayor. The 5% figure is not in stone, if there's a figure at all. I mean, it will be decided by the council, the 7 of us here. This was just to ask our city manager to do some planning earlier rather than later. And again, I don't think our budget is built on solid foundation. It is not. We know, the Board of Ed got half of 1%. I don't see anybody here and my colleagues complaining about that. That's shocking to me personally. I've sat here through many public hearings and discussions on the budget. Proposing only 0.5% to the Board of Education is acceptable. Last year, they only got 1%. Is that a new trend? I don't know, but I mean, again, this is just asking the city manager if and when we act on it. And again, I thank the pro tem for his motion. It keeps the discussion alive and the focus on what we should be doing, finding ways to save. And so thank you for that. I'm done.
President Pro Tem.
So, first things first, Alderman Nystrom, you're correct. I was elected in November of 17, and sworn in December of 17, and my first budget cycle was in 2018. So I had the privilege of being on the council that had to clean up the mess that proposals like this make. That being said, you just heard the number, $7.8 million. That's what 5% represents. I'd like to know where that's going to come from if, as Alderman Nash said, that the Board of Ed's already been cut enough, right? So you're going to find $7.8 million on the city side of the budget. The city side of the budget is roughly 38% of the overall budget. So again, citizens of Norwich, what can you live without? Because $7.8 million is going to eliminate it. However, I do agree that we should look at it, and the idea that nothing will happen until the 18th is false, because the city manager's been aware of this resolution for a week, because it was presented a week ago today. Okay, he's aware of it now, obviously. Okay, and I'm certain that he and the comptroller are going to start coming up with a list, because they're not going to wait till the 11th hour, because Alderman Nash is right. We are not going to do a second Monday in June all-night session trying to race in here at 11:59 and vote. Okay, we're not going to have that. But to Alderwoman Hayes' point, okay, we built the process. We follow the process, right? We have the luxury, and it is one, that the legislature will vote and the governor will decide on a budget before we have to decide on the city's budget, well in advance. Okay, for those of you who've been around for a while, you know that that is not always the case. As a matter of fact, it's more often not the case, right? It's more often the case that we don't have a state budget before we have to sign off on a budget here, or vacate our responsibility and just go with the city manager's budget. Either way is a treacherous path when you don't have a state budget in place. We don't have that problem this year. We will know well in advance what the state's going to do. We also need to have a conversation with our colleagues on the Board of Ed through the ad hoc committee, okay, to say, all right, on the Board of Ed side, the 62% of the budget, 63% of the total city budget, where are we really right now? That's what that committee does. Where are we really right now? There's 4 meetings scheduled, and those will be some very frank conversations. But they'll be moot points until we know what the legislature is going to do and what the governor is going to sign his name to. So the machine's not going to, the train's not going to stop here. The machine's still, the wheels are still going to be turning, okay? It's just that we don't want to put the cart before the horse. And it's more important, in my mind, and I hope that I'm not alone in this, to think about the people who will be impacted, okay? The officers, the firefighters, the teachers, the city hall employees, who are going to start feeling like, hey, I might not have a job come July 1st, because the city council has got the city manager taking a carving knife to the budget. The juice is not worth the squeeze. We can wait a couple of weeks. And I'm glad that Alderman Nystrom agrees with me at least on that point. Okay, we're being prudent, we're being deliberate, we're trying not to be reactionary, we're trying not to get people upset and anxious and worrisome for no reason, maybe. Because their job performance suffers, their personal relationships suffer. Everything about being on the bubble like that hurts you. It's not the time for that, not yet. We can wait a couple of weeks. And with that, I'll yield the floor. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Alderwoman Sheila Hayes.
So I just want to make clarification, because I was not accusing Alderman Nash of calling what I did frivolous. There were other people who sat up here. And I just want to make it clear and apologize to him if he took it or it sounded like I was accusing him of it. But there were other members up here who were not taking it serious, did not take that action serious, and they thought that it was a waste of time, and it wasn't. I'm not saying this is a waste of time. I just believe we have a process that we need to go through.
Thank you. Any other comments? All right. Maybe I'll contribute a little bit too. So between agenda setting and now, I did receive a press release from Governor Lamont's office, and it's in regards to the Blue Ribbon Commission. And I'll just read a few lines out of it. I know there are school districts that cannot wait until the conclusion of this commission to address current gaps and needs, Governor Lamont said. Education is the top priority for me, and that is why I'm working with Senate and House leadership to direct substantial funds to our schools right now. To develop the strategic plan, Executive Order Number 263 establishes the Governor's Blue Ribbon Commission on K-12 education funding and accountability. The commission is being tasked with conducting a comprehensive review of all education funding in Connecticut, and then provide the governor and the Connecticut General Assembly with recommendations on how the system can be improved. So bottom line is, Blue Ribbon Commission is a little bit longer-term plan to find the solutions for this problem that we are facing every single year. But currently, governors definitely know there is money and resources that needs to be given to all the communities to fill the gaps. So I will support the amendment to it as well, because I think it's a little premature making comments and, on this issue. So thank you. Roll call, please.
Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes? Alderman Katabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Singh?
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Amendment passes.
Citizen comment general, 30 minutes on non-agenda items only.
Excuse me.
Amendment, we still have a resolution as amended before us.
To be, but it's postponed.
Does that count as one? It will count as one? Thank you. Okay. Appreciate the clarification.
Thank you. So at this point, I declare citizen comment general open. We have 30 minutes in total, and please come forward, state your name. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. Matthew Simpson. Some good heartfelt speeches tonight. It's good to hear. I wasn't going to speak at all tonight, but one thing I wanted to touch on was the relationship between the citizens and the government. In the past 2 months that I've joined this room, I've heard quite a few disparaging remarks from some members on the council, whether it be in person, off the record, on Facebook. I think everybody needs to understand the relationship between the citizen and the government. We are the citizens. You have chosen to be in government. That means you've also chosen to have thick skin. You've chosen to be yelled at. I think Mr. Salomon's been around a while. Nystrom, some of you might be a little newer. People are going to stand here and yell at you. Get used to it. That's what you chose when you chose politics. We the people, you the government. Learn to separate that. It's not personal, it's business. My father was a cop, or at least my surrogate father. And one thing he always told me, I'm held to a higher standard. I'd say, Dad, why didn't you curse that guy out who cut you off? Because he was held to a higher standard as a lieutenant in the police department. He couldn't simply yell at someone. It was that simple. He had to bite his tongue and shut up. So I don't appreciate being challenged to take and throw punches. We're not in the boxing ring. The YMCA closed years ago, but if you'd like to find a gym, I'm more than willing to join you. I also hope you guys do the budget a little bit better than you figure out 5%, because 5% of this budget is 8.2, closer to 8.3 million. So you're off by about $500,000. I think Josh will agree with that. It's near impossible. It's mathematically impossible to cut 5% from the budget unless, I mean, it's not mathematically impossible, but unless you're going to take it from the Department of Education, it's basically impossible to achieve even 2%. And I hope you guys do some basic math there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else who would like to make comments? Yes, please.
Well, here we are again, 3 minutes, once a month, to air our opinion. The public process is broken. It's all about power and control. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of living in a city where nothing moves forward. The fire situation is a debacle. It's an embarrassment. It's all about power and control. So the public process is broken. I was going to talk about other things tonight, but I have to keep my 3 minutes to a minimum. And I'm going to start right now by saying I might not make it through this because I can feel it coming on right now. You talk about anxiety and fear. I live in anxiety. I live with anxiety and fear. I have for years. But living here has only increased that. I'm 83 years old. I want you to think in. I have lived longer than anybody in my family. My anxiety is because I don't know how I'm going to absorb the costs of the increases in everything. I thought I planned well for my retirement, but I didn't because it's getting eaten up so fast. That keeps me awake at night. Mr. DeLucia, with all due respect, you throw out terms that I, much like Mr. Simpson, I think, find extremely offensive. You chose to be in government. You chose to sit up there. You are going to make some people very happy, and you're going to make some people really pissed off. Get over it. Can't take the heat? Get out of the kitchen. But you are our voice, and our voice is not being heard. Pick your poison. The uproar. Clean up the mess. It hurts the employees. I didn't hear one word out of your mouth, Mr. DeLucia, about the taxpayers, about the senior citizens on fixed incomes, your contractual agreements. The contract is if you don't have any money, you lose your job. Let the unions decide who they want and which one of their brothers or their sister they're willing to cut to the curb. The Board of Education is out of control. $19 million in certified salaries. $19 million. And I'm not done yet. How many live in the city of Norwich? How many department heads live in the city of Norwich? How many heads of departments have unmarked vehicles that they take home to Colchester? That vehicle belongs to the city of Norwich. It does not belong to Chief Wilson. And if he feels intimidated by driving a car that says Norwich on it, perhaps he should go back to where he came from.
So, and I'm not being disrespectful, but when we say it's going to be 3 minutes, it's,
Thank you very much.
okay, so to our mayor.
Are you asking me to leave the podium?
3 minutes have been over.
That's not my question. Are you asking me to leave the podium?
Yes, you have run down 3 minutes. Thank you.
Okay. Officers? This would look great on the front page of the New London Day. 83-year-old lady with a cane, dismissed. Mr. Singh, you have to understand that this is the people's house. It is not your house. This
Mr.
is
Mayor,
the people. Go ahead.
motion to adjourn.
But that's what you always do, Joe. Coward.
You have a second.
Everybody, so we have
A
motion and we have
motion, it's
second,
automatic and it's second.
and that's what I was trying to avoid. So, roll call, please.
You have a motion that's been
And we have
seconded.
second.
Please don't do this again.
We are. Yes, we are.
Mayor, no, this is not an open forum. I'll withdraw my motion if
Okay.
Ms. Philbrick will yield the podium.
Thank you very much. Motion has been withdrawn.
I don't need you to speak for me. I can speak for myself.
We can continue. Motion has been withdrawn, just for the record.
Okay.
Yes, please. 3 minutes will be given. Please state your name. Thank you very much.
My name is Rocky. I have a photograph here that you might have seen of a Yantic fire truck that was manned by a crew of paid firefighters going to a restaurant in Franklin. What we're asking, we the people, at least me, don't you like freedom of speech, Mr. Everybody, Mrs.? Freedom of speech. What we're asking, before you even work on numbers, very talented staff that you have, cut the waste. What is the problem about cutting the waste? The waste should not be anywhere in Norwich because we don't have the money. Mr. Mayor and all the council people, could you not reopen Yantic tomorrow morning? Could you not? Could you not open Yantic tomorrow morning if you wanted to? Could you? It's costing us 65 grand, not 100. Oh, only 65 grand. These 3 firefighters paid, unionized, with a bunch of benefits that I've never enjoyed because I've been 39 years a photographer with none of these benefits. They went to a restaurant in Franklin with a fire truck. If they've been punished, if been reprimanded, nothing. Is that another waste? You have to go with a fire truck to buy lunch out of district? Do you even care? You mentioned, Mr. DeLucia, big shot, that, who's going to lose their job? How about me losing my house because I can't afford the taxes? Is that okay with you?
Please speak to the council overall.
I speak whoever I want. This is United States of America. I came here from another country because I want to enjoy the liberties that are granted to me by the Constitution, not by your majesty. None of you granted me these liberties. I address, I speak, I can turn around anytime I want. You get that, Mr. Lucia? Rocky Radio Show on the air, over 10 years, I've been addressing these issues because you're not listening. You make believe like you care, but you don't.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Anybody else who would like to make public comment general? Name for the record. Thank you.
I was Joseph from Norwich. I have a question, a big one. I know all volunteers have sued city mayor and all city of Norwich. How long this will keep going to, just keep the peace with the city, with the people? How far you guys want to go with this? Because I'm young. I bought my house 3 years ago. I live in Norwich. My wife lives in Norwich. We love here, and we like the people, we like the community, we like the culture. It's going too far for me to keep paying my mortgage. I lost my job a month ago. I have no money to pay, right? I like the city. I like the people. I like how everybody here in the council working together to fix Norwich. It's sad for me, a young kid, coming to the city, breaking apart. I used to live here. I was 8 years old. Went to Kennedy Middle School. Went to NFA. I love the city. I left because of family problem. I came back to the city because the city is great. It's a great community, great people. It's heartbreaking for me, a young kid, cannot force payments house, possibility had to live Norwich. I do not want to live Norwich. But it's getting a point for me, it's going to make a change. Break my heart or save my family. I understand we have a crew, Yantic, we have companies. I live down here across headquarters. But the hard for me is I see 3 departments. We got the fire service, we have council, and we got citizens arguing with each other for a uniform command. I understand we have the vision, goal, the future. We have the future, we have young generation going on, we have a great service, we have people who are trained for do something. I want to know if the council can just work with the fire service to just calm the fire down. We have people going back and forth, people getting hurt, feelings getting hurt, citizens getting worried, and I don't see the city go down. I don't see the city going down in frame. I don't want to see people leave the city. I want people to stay in the city, like me and my wife and my family want to stay. But this keep going, it'd be hard for me just put a for sale sign in my house and leave the city. City I love and I grew up with. I don't want to do it. It will break my heart, but it's a point I'm asking you if the council just can work together and just be one family. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else who like to make citizen comment, General?
Good evening, Council. Diamond Acres. I am here on behalf of the town of Norwich. It has been brought up about taxes. I am conservator for my elderly grandmother, and honestly, she's 80 years old, and if I wasn't there to support her, she's just making her rent. So I refuse to put her in a nursing home, so I am full-time caregiver for her, so I definitely empathize with the community on the senior citizen part. What I'm here today for was the cultural comment. As 3 of you may be aware on the council, is that that I've been interested in boxing, a boxing gym for our community, and I would love to expand the gym that we have here in town already and work with the police department and the local fire department to expand more individuals coming into town and town seeing, sightseeing. The local PD with Captain Thomas, they're doing a phenomenal job with NFA, with Midnight Hoops. I was there, and if that wasn't there, along with the boxing gym we have now, what would our kids be doing, our inner city kids, to keep them busy? So I believe our kids at the town is the heart and the big piece to this puzzle to bring everyone together with bridging the gap with the local fire departments,
bridging the gap with the police station. And DeLucia, I admire your confidence, but you come off a little arrogant, sir. God bless, and God bless America.
Your name again, please?
Diamond Acres.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other comment, General? Yes, Mr. Rodney.
Rodney Boy, 62 Roosevelt Avenue. I've been in this town for 60 years, and I like this area. I live on Roosevelt Avenue. It's one of the best areas in town. I couldn't understand how come the citizens of Norwich voted in a whole bunch of money for building schools. My boys went to school right here in Norwich, and they're very successful. I've owned property in this town since 61, since 61 years. I'm 85 years old, and you might call me elderly. Well, I guess I am. But I can't understand how the citizens of Norwich could vote in a school budget and not expect the taxes to rise. They building new schools, tearing down old. To me, they aren't that old. Now, the citizens don't expect taxes to go up or state taxes to go up either, because they get a lot of money from the state. But I've understood money a long time ago. I did. I've always been very, very conservative on money. One evening here, I told it I work for the government. I work for supervisor of ships. And every time I gave away money in the government, I skinned that buffalo big time. Now, I expect you folks to do the same thing. Just be reasonable. Let these citizens stay in their homes. My wife is amazed at the taxes she pays. Most of the time, she's doing the taxes. That's part of her business. She still works for H&R Block. She's 86 years old. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else would like to make a comment?
Good evening, Mark Adams, here in Norwich. Mr. DeLucia, you said that regarding the budget, you don't want to be reactive. By postponing and waiting to see what the state gives us, that's exactly what you're doing, is you're going to be reactive to what the state does. I encourage and urge all council members to be proactive. City Manager Salamone, I ask that you be a little bit more proactive, so come that day, we have a better number to work with, so that we can be sitting in maybe a surplus from what the state gives us. 5% is a lot. 2 out of 5, you're a Hall of Famer in sports. You're hitting 400. If you can get to that number, I think that's something that community might be able to accept for a little bit and might save some of your reputation. But I encourage you guys to be proactive in this and look at not only how to cut, but how to bring in more. Because if in my area in Norwich Town, on Washington Street area, 3 houses have just gone up for sale. 2 more up from Canterbury Turnpike have just gone up for sale. People are leaving this town, which is going to create a larger deficit for us because we don't have anybody coming in. Nobody's going to want to come in to an area where our police department is understaffed, where our fire departments are fighting with each other, and they all want the same thing. The actual firefighters on the scene want the same things. It seems to be that there's an ego issue somewhere in the upper echelon of this. Now, I can guess where it comes from. I can guess where it stems from. I know some changes that need to be made. But I'm asking you to be a little bit more proactive of these things instead of being reactive. because that's kind of how we get into these situations. We shouldn't have to wait to see what the state gives us. We should be taking care of ourselves. You know, in our homes, we have to figure out where our bills are coming from, what we have to cut before we wait to see, oh, can we get an extension on our taxes? Can we get an extension on this? We need to be proactive here. And that's all I'm asking for everybody up here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Else?
Rob Dembski, 68 White Plains Road. I guess we're told that we can't consider talking about reducing a budget by a set amount because it might make city employees fearful. I don't want city employees to lose their job, but what's sacrosanct about being a city employee when the other 40,000 people in the city are potentially worried about losing their jobs in the private sector? Why should simple discussion about budget reductions that aren't specifically targeting employees being let go be held off? I don't understand that. And I can only imagine how humiliating it must be to, in the process of claiming that a colleague only gets half the facts right, to get the single material fact about one's lived experience completely wrong. But since I don't want to have to find that out, I'm just going to read a little bit from the charter. Section 7-18. As of the effective date of this charter, certain services, facilities, and improvements are not deemed of general benefit to the city, but benefit specially some district area of the city or particular segment of the inhabitants of the city. These special benefits and general benefits may be redefined from time to time. As the effective date of this charter, these services include collection and disposal of sewage, collection and disposal of garbage and rubbish, the paid fire department in the city consolidated district. No general tax shall be levied to the city to provide for the costs of the special benefits, and no appropriation or tax ordinance shall be introduced by the city manager or passed by the council to place any burden, therefore, on the city with respect thereto, but the costs of the special benefits shall be provided by special assessments. And they go on to list those. Now, Section 817 of the general rules regarding responding to alarms outside the city consolidated district, the chief executive officer, in this case now the city manager, in case of serious emergency, not a fire on the corner of Gifford in a single family dwelling, not a smoking bagel in the industrial park on the sidewalk, serious emergency. Permit the paid fire companies maintained in and for the city consolidation district to respond to alarms outside the limits of such district, and volunteer companies to respond to alarms inside the city consolidated district. That's the box that anyone who is trying to push through by executive order what was rejected by the city of Norwich, not 70-30, nearly 80-20, 79 point whatever to 20 point whatever. That's the box you now find yourselves in that I don't see how you get out of, and I hope that it's resolved legally
Please
sooner rather than
conclude.
later. But
Thank you.
this is your constitution, the city charter. In nowhere does it give any clearance to do what's being done.
Thank you. Anybody else like to? Sure.
Good evening. My name is Marcia Wilbur, and I am from Norwich. My father was from Norwich. My grandfather and my yaya, my great-grandmother, was also from Norwich. And to experience Norwich today, having survived out there for 46 years, to come home to this, or I'm sorry, around 40 years. Not doing good math tonight. I survived out there with the one intention to come home, to come home. I see the stewards were not what we had hoped. There are a lot of problems in this town, and I am glad you're addressing them. I also wanted to mention not just downtown and NCDC. All of Norwich needs some improvements, and I see you're addressing other areas. I'd like to also discuss our bridges. I have some concerns. I know inspection reports cost money. I understand that you have to do either a 20 match on a grant or a 50% match on a grant, but please consider bridge improvement projects for this town. And then the other thing I wanted to say was we had a magnificent fundraiser dinner at the Moose Lodge last week. And there was a lot of support. And then I finally felt like I was home. There were community people getting together. So all of this firehouse, you know, I don't want to call it shenanigans, but everything that's going on, we're going to find the positive place to be as a community, coming together, not trolling, not being a scale on Facebook, but real people getting together as a community. And that being said, the last thing I want to say is, I understand Norwich Public Schools is a huge employer here from a news report I recently watched. But how many of them live in Norwich? Is the money that they get going to surrounding towns and not us? Would it benefit us to have more local teachers? Kids could see them when they go to the store. I've had that happen where some of the students would run into me at, the grocery store. And it means something to them to have their teacher being a local. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else like to make comments? We have 3 more minutes. We can take one more person if somebody wants to come. All right, second call. Anybody else who would like to come? Make citizen comment general. Third and last, anybody else who would like to come and make citizen comment general? Hearing none, I declare citizen comment closed. Thank you. Thank you everyone for coming.
Do we have to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Adjourn.
Let's do that.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Alderwoman Zakari and second by Alderman Nash.
Doesn't matter.
Roll call.
Call. Alderman Nash?
Yes.
Alderwoman Hayes?
Yes.
Alderman Katabaya?
Yes.
Alderwoman Zucardi?
Yes.
Alderman Nystrom?
Yes.
President Pro Tem DeLucia? Mayor Singh?
Motion passes 7-0. Thank you.